Hey, we've done dumber things than this, right?
Okay. Who are you and what do you do for a living?
Ah, I'm glad you asked. It's like the mad scientist.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm Will Terry. I'm a tool maker. I program CNC equipment and I'm a specialty machine operator.
Center.
But I'm not at work. I'm an inventor. Okay, here are a few of the things that I've made. The chess set, you know, all the pieces, the brass and the aluminum pieces, were a project at trade school, but they didn't have a board. So I went ahead and made a chessboard. This came off of a wire machine, an EDM wire machine, and it kind of shows off some of the capabilities of a wire machine. And I don't know if we're going to be able to look down in there, but you can see it's kind of twisted. This is an even cooler thing that you can do with a wire machine. A 1 and a 2. What? Pretty cool stuff, huh?
Great.
Well, you see, I'm awesome. Yeah, that's right. 1, 2. That was in slow-mo. 57 Chevy that morphs into the Chevy bow tie. I've been a tool maker for the last 5 or 6 years. Before that, I worked with my father-in-law on the farm. We did all kinds of crazy things, and that's really where I got interested in this.
Great.
All right, hey, this is the first big project that I got to work on. This is where I fell in love with the idea of building things. My father-in-law, Billy Ring, owns a huge dairy farm, and this is a piece of his silage equipment. It used to be more like a combine. There was a whole cab out here, there was an engine, there's a big corn head that cut silage and blew it into this giant bin right here. This holds a dump truck load of cut silage. And what we needed was just a means of getting it from this machine into a dump cart, but we didn't have a dump cart. So we took this thing, cut the whole cab off, welded a new tongue on it, and took all the transmission out and welded it up where it was necessary to keep it from collapsing. And this is what we came up with. It's a dump cart. Are you on?
Yep.
All right. This is a silage bagger. This is another piece of the whole works that the big piece was over there, the dump cart. We heavily modified this. It was the same summer that we built the dump cart. We made bigger wheels because the original design was dragging the ground. And come on over here. Also, we had trouble with it dropping silage, which draws rats. So we put this belly pin on there to carry the silage back through the machine. And it dumps it over and packs it in one of these great big bags. That's it.
One time when I was a kid, I was 6 or 7 years old, and my dad was trying to take apart the lawnmower to fix it. And he told me to go down in the basement and see what I could do with it. And I didn't really know what he meant by see what you can do with it. So I lined up all the bolt holes and all the wear patterns and put the whole lawnmower back together. Needless to say, he was kind of pissed off when he got down there. This is my acrylic spender. It builds things like table tents. I've got an enclosure inside for our turtle that I built. I bent all the corners on it using this machine right here. Really sophisticated piece of equipment. It's all made out of garbage, which most of my stuff is. Here's the garbage that I make my stuff out of. Okay? I work on a budget. I always have. I've always had to. So what you end up with is repurposing lots of stuff, recycling, upcycling, that kind of stuff. That's where I excel. That's why you need me on your show. Fun-loving, outgoing, a smart-ass. That is a shelf that I'm working on. It's going to be a hidden drawer. I have such a broad range of interests, and I think that makes me really well suited for your competition. This is a couple of formulas that I derived for a guy at the shop. I am a born problem solver. I work better under pressure. The no deadline thing, work at your own pace, you know, is boring. It's dull. I really like to be pushed. I like to know that there's a finish line. I like to feel it. I'm really competitive. I want to do those things that nobody else has done, or that people say are impossible.
Here's an example of a little mold I built.
I'm just competitive.
Will.
These things here are going to be dollhouse lights.
Anything I do, I want to be the best at it.
I get a CAD layout of the part. This is a mixture of silicone and cornstarch.
And that's it.
This is a Calf Killer brand. I robbed the geometry off of a JPEG for these guys.
I think that I'd be able to handle just about any challenge you guys could throw at me. I've got experience with hydraulics, pneumatics, electrical, both residential and industrial. I dabble in electronics. My workplace has given me excellent mechanical skills. I reverse engineer on a weekly basis. I've just got a huge base to pull from.
That is a rocket. My son was interested in rocketry. So I built a lot of rockets when I was a teenager. I didn't design any of them to come back. They all went down in a blaze of glory, literally. Yeah, we blew up lots of stuff.
Oh yeah.
That's the way it's done, babe.
That's it right there.
This little guy right here is an ant. I designed all of that and I cut it out of shim stock.
I love strategy games though. Conquering the world, beating a single opponent at chess or checkers or whatever.
Will.
I'm getting water, dude. I've also made armor for my son, leather armor, and I made a pair of fairy wings for my daughter.
Terry, I'm 32 years old and I'm your top engineer.